Welcome, everyone, to episode 41 of the Die, Laugh, Love podcast. A reminder to everyone why we call it this Die, Laugh, Love podcast. It's a play on those fun words that you might see in some folks' living room: live, laugh, love. The fact of the matter is that each and every one of us will end up dying. That is our great common denominator, no matter where we come from. And we want to do our best to laugh and to love while we're here. Now, episode 41 will be a little bit different because I have somebody to introduce you to. Okay. Last episode, I found that I had a challenge managing the Zoom meeting, managing the chats, channeling spirit. And I found some difficulty in doing that. Not that people shouldn't be chatting to me or what have you, but it's very hard for me to do the technical work here, running the meeting and to do the spirit channeling. So I have asked my friend Brandy to be my co-host. Brandy, if you could just wave for everybody. Okay, there's Brandy. All right. Now, what you'll want to do is you want to pay attention to Brandy's square because I am about to pass over the host of the meeting to her. She's the person that will be running the waiting room, letting people in a little bit late. She will be the one managing the chats. And with that being said, I want to let you know what episode 42 is going to be all about. Episode 42 will be a Q&A session. Okay. I got a request from somebody that said, "Hey, we'd love to hear you answer some questions, in addition to doing the spirit work. We want to ask some questions." So for anybody that will be participating in episode 42, which should happen in a week or two, come up with a question. And I'm going to do my best to just answer them. I don't want them to be about, your people in spirit. I want you to think about your relationship with spirit. Do you believe in angels? Do you believe in fairies? Do you believe in the dead? What about your gifts? Anything that has to do with this type of work in this realm, I want you to ask me questions, and I'll devote an hour and a half or so to answering that. So Brandy is my co-host. If you've ever seen Howard Stern has a Robin. Well, Brandy's going to be my Robin here, and she's going to be managing the chats and all of that. What she'll do is she will take herself off mute, tell me to stop my thing, talk to me, what have you. I want to pass over the hosting to her right now, and she's going to be putting me on Spotlight, the person that I'm reading on Spotlight. So pardon us and bear with us as we kind of work out the clunkiness of it as we go along. Okay. So with that being said, I I hope that everybody, before they end up passing away to spirit, can find an opportunity to laugh and love, because that really is why we're here. We're here to experience, we're here to love and laugh. I know, though, it's a lot easier said than done for a lot of folks, especially with current events. We have some real strange things going on around the world, in our country. We always seem to be in this place of transition and turmoil. I do want to remind everybody that, and I know that this will sound like a soapbox, every media outlet that you tune into, from your social media page to legacy media, wants you addicted to fear. So it can seem like things are really, really, really bad. What makes it really difficult is that the human brain, us, every single human, we're designed to solve problems. We're designed to look and hunt for the bullshit. We are. Especially if you have family to care for, you are going to look out for the bullshit. You want to clock the problem, forecast any issues that you or your family's going to have. You want to get in front of it, and you want to make sure that it doesn't happen before it gets the best of you. That is human nature, but it's especially the nature of people who have others to care for. So I want to introduce you to something that I discovered that is really helping me. And this doesn't cost any money, and it's absolutely free. And I want to challenge you to do this with me, because I've been doing this for about almost a week or so. I am a big fan of audiobooks, and I'm a big fan of scary books. I love the horror novels, the vampire novels, and I was recently listening to one that was taking place back in the 70s. And the protagonist had a niece, and the niece and the protagonist, the hero of the story, were talking. And they kept talking about this thing. They kept mentioning it. Three good things, they called it. Three good things. Three good things. And I was intrigued by it because of the way they were talking about it. And so I decided to look it up. I decided to Google it and find out what it was. And apparently, it is based on a study that Duke University did that said, yeah, humans are wired to look for the bullshit. Humans are wired to fix problems. Unfortunately, if we're not aware of that, we can really find ourselves the victim of anxiety and bitterness and jadedness. This is why I'm a big believer in that vitamin joy. And this is a little bit of that. Three good things is a practice that you do, hopefully before you go to sleep. And it only takes 2 weeks, where you list three good things that happened to you over the course of the day. Three good things. The part of it that's important is that you have to use the first person when you're writing it down. Like, I participated in this, I did this, I had a delicious cheeseburger for dinner. Three good things. I think that's really important because it's actually helped me. And the study that Duke University did showed that it did change the people's brains. You can change neuroplasticity, what your brain is looking for and how you do it. So what I would encourage you to do is I would encourage you to set an alarm or a reminder in your calendar on your phone before you go to bed to do your three good things. But because I am particularly extra, and this is St. Patrick's Day, I want to want to remind folks that I have a very strange thing with four-leaf clovers. I have I find hundreds of them a year, and I think some of you on this session here will have four-leaf clovers from either seeing me personally one-on-one or as part of a group session. So because four leaves are better than three, I'm going to ask you to do four good things. I can guarantee you that you have four good things in your life every single day. You're all using electricity. Looks like you have a roof over your head. Looks like you have clothes on your back. And I bet you ate food today. You're breathing. That's four good things right there. You got to remember that because your brain is wired to look at the negative. Now, the other thing that I am charged with doing on today, St. Patrick's Day, is I am going to ask you to do yourself a favor and to open yourself up to the strange and unusual. One of the biggest problems that I find doing this work is that our society, our world has been super overly Christianized. And what that means is a lot of folks who have issues with the work that I do, or people like me, they're trained and they're convinced that, you know, if it's not Jesus and God, it's the devil and demons. That's not actually accurate whatsoever. And that's not to say that there aren't malicious spirits out there. I don't even want to talk about that because it's not the point of my conversation here. But with the weather warming up and the spring equinox right around the corner here, I want you to do yourself a favor to light a candle on the spring equinox. Okay. And if you're interested in this work and expanding your abilities and your relationships with spirit, I want you to not only light yourself a candle and ask your spirits to show themselves to you, I want you to go for a walk and touch base with nature because I am supposed to talk to you all tonight about something that is very strange. Okay. A lot of folks, I think everybody here probably has heard and grew up with the word fairy, especially since, you know, you have Tinkerbell and Disney showing you that. Well, I can tell you that Shakespeare and Disney really did a number on the world of fairy. And it's not the little sprites that float around and play in the flowers. That is not at all that world. I've recently been looking into my own Irish heritage and my own weirdness that comes through my bloodline and my family. And I've got quite a bit of Irish DNA that comes from County Donegal. And my Irish ancestors would have really believed in the good neighbors. And in those ancient traditions, they would be Going to see the good neighbors or going to the world of fairy, that other dimension, by going into grave mounds. Our ancient ancestors would have had and built grave mounds, big mounds, graves to put their people in, their kings and queens in. And that's how you went to it. That's how you went to the world of fairy, and it was the underworld. And in those traditions, oftentimes you'd go in and you'd see your ancestors, or you'd see people that used to be in your villages or your towns. And they were folks who, it was like, well, when I went to the world of fairy, I was also looking at my ancestors. So there's a lot of people who think the world of spirit, where we go to, or one of the places where we go to when we pass, is that world. And one of the things that I have found is this: some of us have, not everybody, but some of us have fairy familiars, spirit guides and guardians that walk with them through life from the moment of their birth to the moment of their death, to help them create and change the world in a positive way. Now, if you're picking up what I'm laying down, I have a fairy familiar. I have a guardian spirit that's with me. And I will tell you, it's not all been puppies and rainbows, because we are in a world that is geared to training us and to hindering our way of thinking. So I have had experiences that have really challenged me and shown me that the world is not exactly what I've been taught as I've been going through it. I do want to begin this spirit gallery by sharing with you that the people that I'm going to read tonight will be people who have ancestral fairy familiars with them, spirits that have watched over them from the moment of their birth to help them create and change the world that we're in. And it might sound wild to a lot of folks, but I have met and been blessed by both the king and queen of fairy, which is something that I take very, very seriously in the work that I do, because it is part of my path and the seeing work that I do. Now, with that being said, I want to make this as fun as possible, but we are talking to the dead. We are talking to spirits, and that means that there can be some grief and pain that come through. So I want to start this by just saying that. And I want to make sure that if you have shown up to today's session, that you know that you're part of this, that you have to speak up. So I'm going to channel spirit. I'll be talking about a certain person, and then it's up to you to take yourself off mute, wave, and this is where Brandy comes in. Brandy's going to take you off mute. Brandy's going to spotlight us. I want to just let you know that you are part of this event, and not only are you getting something out of it, everybody here as well is getting something out of it. I'm also going to do, you know, I'm gonna bring the gift giving to a greater degree today. Anybody that I read tonight will be emailing me their mailing address when we're done, and they will be getting a four-leaf clover. That's part of our event tonight. So that's what we're going to do. Just a reminder, you can set up a session on my website, and that does come with a four-leaf clover charm. But tonight, the folks that I'm going to read have that. Now, this is where the awkward silence might begin, because I do want to talk to you about the first person that's been with me all day. Now, she would have been known as a battle axe. She wasn't sorry for this. She was a tough woman, and I want to illustrate to you what she's shown me all day, and the person that I'm looking to speak to here. Okay, this is a mother figure. This is somebody who would have raised you and really impacted you in life. She's showing me that she worked with horses in her life. She was a horse person, and the way she was showing me this was that she would have been in and I'm not a horse person, so pardon me if I get these terms incorrect. When like you're in I think it's a corral or a fenced in circular enclosure, and you stand in the center and you've got the rope, and you're like guiding the horse in circles and you're training the horse. This woman would have done that, and she's showing me that. This would have been on a family farm. She would have been outside. She would have been more friends with her horses in the mountains than with people. She was not a people person. She was very tough, maybe even a little bit sour. And the person here that I'm looking to speak to, I think, is a craftsman or works with jewelry or stained glass, because the person that she wants to talk to feels like a daughter or a granddaughter, is somebody who leans over a bench, and it almost looks like you're soldering something. And that's why I say it's stained glass or jewelry. I don't know if you're working on circuit boards or what, but I keep seeing you leaned over soldering something. So here's where I open it up to you. I need somebody here who would have had a horse person in their life, somebody who would do jewelry or crafts to wave, take
Hey,
yourself off mute, do
uh,
something to that degree.
perhaps it's me and my Aunt Mary. My Aunt Mary was definitely rough and tumble, horsewoman. She wasn't mountains, she was out in Indiana, sort of flat. And I'm an artist, but I don't do jewelry or soldering, so there are a couple of mismatches, but um, yeah.
Thank you for that. Yeah, don't give me any more. There's an interesting thing that I'm kind of holding back that I don't want to talk. Thank you, Kim, for that. Um, so because Brandy has spotlighted us, I can't see anybody else. Is this anybody else? I feel like I went outside when I worked with horses, and I would have seen the mountains, like the mountains. I would have talked to them or said hello to them. The other interesting thing is I think this was an old property, because I see what looks like a well near the house. Like you'd walk
Josh.
outside and there'd be like a well. Hi.
Hi, it's Angela. I think this might be me.
Hi.
I think it would be my stepmother. She worked with horses all the time. Lived on a road called Briar Hill Road. We live in the White Mountains. She was very in tune with the mountains. Lived on top of a hill, always working with horses every day. She used to work on a farm. Ran a movie store. She made jewelry. I used to make jewelry. I do every single day of my life right now diamond arts. I don't know if that is
Okay. Okay.
it.
Okay. So thank you for that, Angela. Hold on. The thing is, do you remember on the farm, on the property, she's showing me what looks like a well, like there would have been a well, not
I
like, some people
believe
have like a like this is like an old well, where an old house where before, like, think before plumbing, you'd go out and you get buckets of water.
I'm trying to think. I know there is a pond in the backyard at the house. I don't know if there's
Thank
a
you for,
well.
yep, hold on, Angela. Thank you for that. I want to keep
Mhm.
talking about this. I keep seeing smoke. Like she's showing me the person who does the work is like soldering or welding, and there's smoke floating up above your face, almost like you need to have ventilation. And I know that people do that with like soldering stained glass or jewelry. So there's a couple of pieces here. The interesting thing that she's talking to me about is the person who's a craftsman. The person who's a craftsman is, she's she wants to joke about, it feels like she always had her hair in a ponytail.
No.
And somebody, whoever's doing this work or this craftsman or this jewelry making or whatever it is, she's like, tie your hair in a ponytail, put your hair up in a ponytail, because I feel like the hair is coming around and getting in the things. And she's just like, take a scrunchie, take a rubber band or something, and put your hair up.
But I don't think it's her. No, that doesn't. Maybe it's not then. I don't know.
She's laughing to me about the ponytail thing. Also, what's interesting is I'm starting to smell pepperoni pizza. like somebody might have made pizza. Um, she was harsh. She's apologizing. So, Brandy, if you could do me a favor and take us off spotlight so I can kind of see the entire crew here. Um, I want to I want to talk to somebody who is got pain in their hands. They have pain in their hands. It's like they're doing artwork. They're doing something, even though they have this hand pain, and they are trying to drown out the noise of the world. It's like, and you would be worried about turning into this woman. Like, I don't want to be a bitch, but I got to shut the world out. I have to shut the world out and just do my work. And she's really joking around about the hair falling around the face, getting in the way. Put the hair up. I don't think that's you, Angela, because you have your hair up in a big ponytail. So,
Every
um,
day.
yep. So, who here would have had a battle axe horsewoman and be doing work like jewelry?
Josh, I only have a couple connections. My father used to call my mother Battle Axe, believe it or not. And it was in an endearing way. Um, she didn't, nothing to do with horses, but we grew up on a farm where we raised pigs and stuff. And I'm a craftsman, and in fact, I'm actually felting as we're doing this session. But and my hair's long, but I don't put it in a ponytail, so I don't know if it's me or not. But the thing
Thank
that
you
hit
for
me
that,
right off
Shirley.
is when you said battle axe. It kind of made me go, "Oh my God, that's what my father used to call my mother."
It's interesting because I'm not a horse person, but when people like she's literally showing me holding the horse rope, and there's something about like I want to do the with my jaw, and the word I hear is canter, like to make a horse canter, like to get him to like trot a little bit. The issue with her, the issue she's got here is she wants to apologize to the person because this is somebody who's like constantly thinking about her, like, would she be proud of me? What does she think of me? Have I disappointed her? And she wants to talk to you about your crafts. So, does anybody know what canter means? Like, that's the big word that I'm getting. Like, she would have done the cantering in the corral.
No.
It's telling me that she had an issue with her mind at the end. She was frustrated that she was forgetting things. Um, she was mad that people were taking things away from her. I think people were cleaning out her house. She was really upset. The battle axe thing was she was. It feels like she was tough and independent. She's walking outside. She's looking at the mountains. She'd much rather deal with the mountains. And um, I look and I see what looks like a well or a round stone circle to the left in the yard. This is not making sense to anybody here. This is really tough because what she's telling me is she's cursed every female in the family, diminished them, felt making them feel like they weren't enough. She was cruel. Don't get stuck on mom. Go to grandma or Kim. I don't know. Like you said, was your aunt Mary cruel? Did she hurt people?
No, she could be sharp, but she was not cruel. Not at all. At least not to me. She was an aunt. So, she could have been cruel to her husband, I would imagine. She was pretty mean to John. Um, but I don't remember a well. I remember there was a horse pool, like a metal ring horse pool, like yay high, 2 feet high, it's a pool. That's the only well thing.
Okay.
I don't know.
Kim, I just gotta ask, do you have a funny thing in the family with ponytails?
No, I don't think so. I always wear one, but I don't think so. I always wore
Nobody here does
ponytails as a
soldering work.
kid, but
Nobody's burning things. Nobody's getting hair in the way.
mm-mm. Nope.
You would have a love of horses, but you haven't. And I'm not talking to you, Kim. I'm talking to general. I just have to channel this message. You would have a love of horses. You haven't been on horses. You might even resent them. You might not like them because of being raised by a person who is really into. She keeps talking to me about like, horse people can be very cruel to horses or very mean to horses or, very, very domineering to them. I think that she took this energy and brought it to her family. She wants you to go on horseback, and I keep hearing that she wants you to forgive her. There's forgiveness here. Okay. The person that I'm looking for again is a artist, craftsperson, and I don't know why I keep seeing the soldering. Maybe you did this in the past with stained glass. Maybe you're like, I don't know why you would be forgetting the thing with the ponytail. This is fascinating. Like she was very, and she might have even worn like a cowgirl hat. Uh, and she might have been from the West. This might have been a person out West because this is very much like a cowboy or cowgirl hat that she had on. She doesn't want to get upset because she was upset so much in life. She wants to use this opportunity to encourage you with your art, to apologize to you. Um, the interesting thing here is that she would have treated you just like a horse, like a canter, like get the horse to do what you want. You would have been treated like her to do what you want. Like she would have expected you, this is kind of one of these things. I say jump, you say how high. She would have been very like militaristic. You might have had sisters. I know, like I'm offering up so much. You'd think somebody here would jump in and say, "Hey, that was me." Um, I don't understand this. I don't know if somebody was like, she's been with me all day. This has happened to me before. She's wanting to apologize to her family that she cursed. She's saying that she cursed her family. She caused people to move away. She was left alone. I want to check in with you, Angela. You can take yourself off mute.
Um, some of these things I can kind of like my mom wore a cowboy hat during her wedding. Um, she she didn't curse her family. I mean, she didn't cause any of them to move away. Her and we fought fairly often, but there was reasons for that. But I mean, I don't know. Um, I don't really know.
She had sisters.
My mom did have sisters, but I've
Do you
never
know if this is
done.
your grandmother?
No, it doesn't sound anything like my grandmother. My grandmother wasn't into horses.
I owned the grandmother was the cobblers in Littleton.
Oh, maybe. Do cobblers solder? Because I had grandparents that were cobblers in Littleton. They were the last known cobblers in Littleton.
No, she wants to talk to somebody who's doing art right now. And your hair's in a
Oh.
ponytail. You're not getting your art. You're not getting your hair in your art.
Right, right, yeah. Yeah, I've never soldered anything or I used to make jewelry, but I never soldered, so.
Okay. I'm gonna call out a person here because it's the name that's coming to my head. Um, I want to check in with Aaron Kelly. Hi, Aaron.
Hi.
Is this ringing a bell for you anywhere?
Um, Not really, because my my mom and my grandmother were artists, not horse people. I had a friend have a ring on my property and had her horses here, but she was a very kind person that's still around. Um, and I'm usually wearing my hair up, and I don't do any artwork where I'm bent over.
Okay. That person that's very nice that had the horse ring there, does she come from horse people? Do you know?
I believe so. And her uh, I think her mom was, I don't know if her mom was a horse person, but I know she could be pretty there was some intensity, and they had to do some work on their relationship.
Do you know about cognitive decline at all?
Yes.
Like, do you know if this woman had it?
The person that had the horses at my place, no, she does not.
No, her mom. Her mom. I'm talking about her
Yes,
mom.
yes, yes, she did.
Okay. The person that had the horses on your property,
Mhm.
were you like, did you have love for her?
Yes.
Okay. So, Aaron, the reason that I'm being drawn to you is because I think this spirit belongs to you, even though
Okay.
you may not have met her.
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah,
Because
that
if you
makes
have
sense.
love for this friend or this person in your life, you're going to have this, like, her mom, her grandma, the people that are watching out over her.
Yeah.
And you're the name that I'm hearing that's attached to this.
Okay.
So, do you know if your friend, who's quite sweet,
Mhm.
did she do any sort of art, stained glass, jewelry, anything like that?
Um, no, her hobbies are um gardening, and she works with people. Um, let's see. Yeah,
Does your friend have sisters?
yes.
This is so obscure. And again, because I'm recording
That's
it,
okay. That's
this
okay.
might be a message for somebody and that bothers me. I'm not in control of this. It bothers me that this might be a message for somebody who's not here that you then have to pass along, that you then have to show this to. Okay.
That's
Um,
okay. I'm close to her, so it would be
Okay,
fine.
thank you for that. Yeah, it feels like somebody, utilitarian, hair pulled up. Watch the hair because it's going to get pulled into something like a little machine or gear could grab it and yank it, rip your hair out. It feels like somebody is in, I don't want to say danger, but, a risk of
Yeah.
having their hair pulled out. Um, this woman needs to apologize because when she was alive, she always made people feel like they had to jump through hoops. Always made people feel like they had to jump through hoops, like they weren't good enough. And that's an unfortunate thing for her to now have to deal with in spirit because now she's watching her incredible kids be awesome people, but also not see it, not feel it.
Mhm.
Um, Aaron, would you know if this person is also of Irish descent, your friend?
I believe so.
Okay.
I believe so.
For you?
Yes.
Okay. Well, I want to suggest something to you that I need to be careful because it involves alcohol, but I'm hearing go have a Guinness with this person.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
Hmm.
I don't know. I'm not a Guinness drinker. I know that it's
Yeah.
St. Patty's Day and we're talking about this.
Yeah.
This is super important for you to consider doing because, again, out of all the people here, I'm being drawn to you going, this is the person. This is the person. I would
Okay.
be interested to know if this person can remember like her mom's house, grandma's house, with an old stone well. like an old farmhouse, something to that degree, like an old house. And I don't know if you remember this, when it came to the cognitive decline, um, did they have to put her in a home or an assisted living facility?
Yeah.
Because she's just really mad, or she was really mad that they took everything away from her.
Mm.
Like this is temper, this is anger. She had this while she was alive. Um, your
Yeah.
friend, your friend that you're close to that you used to do the horses, is she overdue for being around horses? Does she need it? Is it something that's been in like her? Is it in her past but not her present?
Uh, yeah, I believe she has to travel to go to her daughter's farm, because it was too much for her to do every day, twice a day. So,
Okay.
um,
Do you know her to be a creator?
I don't think
Aaron, I'm
so.
just going to say this to you. Okay.
Yeah.
So hold on.
Okay.
Does she do Reiki or healing work with her hands? Does she do Reiki or healing work with her hands?
Um, she does equine therapy with patients.
Okay. She's got to, when it comes to this work, you can do, the word fairy, you can do the word angel, it's like, that type of being that is with us. You need to, you need to let her know that she's got one. Okay. Like
Mhm.
she has one. Or she would do well to meditate, sit in stillness, go out into the woods, be in silence to increase the connection with this spirit. Okay. And I need, like, we're passing information along to her because this is what's flowing through me. This is a spirit that has watched over her matrilineal line for a really long time. Been with her mom, been with her grandma, been with like generations and generations, kind of supports the family from here or from the other side, wanting her to have the best. But um, oh man, something about, uh, and this is where it gets really tricky. Something about alcohol messing this up. Do you know if her mom or grandma or anybody had alcohol problems?
Well, this person did for a period of time, but
Okay.
hasn't in the last 10 years that I know of.
Okay. Well, I don't want you to go drink a Guinness with somebody who's like a dry, alcoholic. So maybe
Yeah,
I don't, like
yeah,
go have she might be
we
able
will.
to like just have a Guinness, and be okay and
Yeah,
not have
yeah.
issues. But there's something about course correcting the family line in terms of course correcting. What I mean by this is um getting people more in touch with the spirits that are with them, the spirits that look over them. I don't love the term spirit guides for a lot of reasons, but this is that idea that we do have spirits. We all have ancestors who are helping us. Some of us have bigger spirits that will then help us do things in this world. There's a lot of fairy lore around horses. There's a lot of fairy lore around horses. Okay, so now, Aaron, because now I'm connected to you, and now in my brain I'm shifting. Now in my brain I'm shifting to you. Okay, so I have to talk to you about this. You really, it's dire. It's dire if you can that you share this recording in this episode with your friend, and that you let her know her mom is sorry. Okay, super
Yes.
important.
Hmm.
To not let the anger consume her, to not let it like impact her gut area, her stomach area, issues with like health in her body, to let that anger go. Also, if she feels so inclined, because I feel like I might be speaking to a couple of the sisters here, if she feels so inclined to share this with her family, okay,
Hmm.
because the big message and the big takeaway is that we've peace is really important while we're alive, because we will regret not having peace when we're dead. If we make our kids feel like they're lesser than, or feel like we make them feel like shit, we're gonna watch it when we're dead, and we're gonna suffer and regret that. So this mom also interestingly wants to applaud them for doing, or at least her doing what they can to not get the cognitive decline. They must be thinking that it's hereditary, and wanting to make sure that they don't get it. It feels like they're doing the things to make sure that they don't. Do you, again, because you didn't know this mother, you're not going to be able to answer this question. It feels like something around the cognitive decline, our brain health, had to do with like aluminum cans, soda cans, or beer
Mm.
cans, or something like that. And it feels like her kids aren't drinking that stuff. So that, there's something about the aluminum that comes with the cans, and what the damage it can do to our brain. All right. Aaron, now for you, now we're shifting here a little bit. I do want to talk to you about, may I ask, have you done ancestry work?
Yes.
Okay. Do you know, I'm going up your father's line here. Okay. I want to go up your father's line, your biological father's line. Okay.
Yep.
Did you know what feels like to me like a great grandfather, like your dad's grandfather? Was he a boat person, or was he like the immigrant?
My father's family was from the Midwest. They were farmers.
But who
But
came to America?
um yeah, I don't
The interesting thing that I've got for you here is, do you know the man in your family line who feels like a Freemason?
um hmm. Can you I don't can you explain that more? Because I
Yeah, do you know what the
don't,
Freemasons are?
not
Like the
really.
Mason Lodge, the
Yeah.
Masons. They're like a spiritual group, what have you. I'm getting somebody for you that feels like a soldier, that feels like they came from overseas, that would
Hmm.
have done work with Freemasonry.
Okay.
Okay, a lot of the
Mm.
this might even be, if you've done your ancestry work, you're going to want to go up your dad's line. Go back, if you can, to the Revolutionary War. See who would have come to America via the Revolutionary War. See
Hmm.
who would have been in a community of Freemasons. A
Okay.
lot of the founding fathers were Freemasons. Your is Kelly your maiden name?
Kelly is my mom's maiden name,
Your
and
mom's maiden name.
yeah, I chose that. Um, and my dad's German, so his family came over from Germany.
Germany. Okay, okay, okay.
Mhm.
I'm seeing what looks like a gold ring, like a gold ring, like like a fraternal society. Like somebody would have gotten a gold ring. I don't know if you know of a gold ring that's still in the family, passed down.
I could check with my oldest brother. They got he got most of the stuff from my dad.
Right. I have to. It's really strange, but there's a lot of conspiracy theories about Freemasonry. Like they equate them with like the Illuminati, and like the Freemasons run the world, and blah 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 blah. None of that applies. None of that is real. That's just a bunch of like fear mongering bullshit.
Hmm.
But from my experience, the Freemasons are doing work with magic, and they are able to. It is a form of witchcraft. It's a form of witchcraft. Okay, and these are like male witches. The old Freemasons were like male witches. Okay.
Mhm.
And um I, I need you to know people who would have left scars on others aren't they don't how do I say, they don't skate free. What I mean
Mhm.
by this is like um this is a hard conversation, Aaron. In your dad's line, dad, his dad, uh
Yeah.
would you have known anybody to have used a belt?
Oh, my dad. That's why I have my mom's maiden name, because my dad was pretty harsh. And it's my belief that, yeah, he didn't, when he, once he crossed over, he didn't avoid having those, having behaved that way. That's my thought.
Yeah. So I'm getting all right. Would you have known their family to be the type of religious people to talk bad about this stuff?
They were very Catholic, and
Yeah, yeah. You're like there it is. The type of religious people that would talk bad about working with spirit familiars, working with family spirits, working with
yeah,
ancestors, working with anybody. I do
yeah.
believe that, and I don't know if you saw this on your father. Uh, oh man, I'm seeing somebody use a belt so hard it leaves like welts and scars, like open wounds almost, like somebody that was just
Mm.
like, uh, and I don't know if this happened to your father. Um,
Um, not from his father, but his mother. His father was very kind to him, but he died when my dad was young. And his mom was had a hard time managing my dad.
okay. This wasn't Montana, was it?
Missouri.
Missouri, because I kept hearing Montana when I was talking about the horse lady. This is an interesting thing. Um, man, oh man. I just want to make sure that your grandmother, your dad's mother, wasn't the horse person I'm talking about. Okay,
No,
she didn't have the horse corral, she didn't do the cantering. Okay. Here's
no.
here's the fun thing about this, Aaron. I don't know you, but what they're telling me is that you're a little bit too light in love. A little bit too light in love. And light in love is great. Shadow work is necessary. The darkness is necessary. And there's something about mm, something about you being very good at compartmentalizing and moving away from the things that have injured you. Okay.
Mm,
So what they're telling me is that there's a great deal of fear in you. Okay. Fear of yourself. That's what they're saying to me. Like you have like these gifts or this capacity, and there's fear in you. And but what I'm also getting is that you have like you don't have a hard time gambling, like you'll gamble a little bit, whatever. Like, why don't you gamble with yourself? Why don't you try
mm,
speaking from your heart and knowing? I think this has to do with some interpersonal relationship that you have in your life where you might feel like too much of a doormat. What I'm hearing is that unkindness is the most kind thing that you can do. To be unkind to somebody is the kindest thing that you can do. So they're kind of watching you be this doormat because you don't want to rock the boat, you don't want to like, you know, what have you. I'm also getting that you have a gift with animals, like there's some sort of animal gift that you have. Um, and I don't know if you remember this grandfather or somebody in your family rolling dice, but I keep hearing like roll the dice, roll the dice. I think that you have to gamble a little bit with your gifts. I think you have to try them out. I think that you have to like come to our tarot club, try to sit in this way of expanding your personal gifts, because may I, Aaron, God damn it, this is hard. Can I ask, were you baptized as a Catholic?
Yes. Yes, but my even though my family is very Catholic, my uncle did it in our house instead of a church because they were a little out on the edge. And in my upbringing, I was not. I didn't go through the rest of the
But
rituals.
you were baptized as a Catholic?
Mm,
Okay. You, this is so weird and personal, and it might offend some people, but I don't care. I have to say it to you. Listen, you know Isaac, my husband. You want to maybe get a like a Reiki session with him or something, where what he does, and through his training, he's found that some people, not all people who get a Catholic baptism,
mm,
have their third eye blocked.
mm. Yeah.
Like, the third
Yep.
eye, the intuitive
Yeah.
faculty, all of that. There is something about shutting down those faculties. Like, sometimes some
Mm,
people think that it's an intentional thing. Like, if you can shut down somebody's third eye, then you shut off this connection. Okay.
yeah.
uh the interesting thing here, as I'm talking to you and I talk about like the fairy familiars and what have you, I need you to think of, because again, this is not just like the dead talking to the living. These are ancient spirits that are with family. This feels very gnome like to me, like earth spirits, gnome like
Mm,
miners. Like, there's gnomes that are spirits, and almost to the point where they might have just given up on you, because you're like, you might mess around with it a little bit, and then you're like,
yeah.
you get distracted and you get scared, and like you're shut off and all of this. And it sucks for those spirits, because they want to work with you, they want to work through you, they want to help make the world a better place.
Yeah.
They're trying to serve spirit by helping you, by creating change in the physical realm. And there's something about you being too cowardly. I'm sorry, this is what I'm hearing.
Oh,
Being
yeah.
too afraid, afraid of what people think, afraid of hurting people or messing people up, or I don't know what
Yeah.
this is, but you got to you got to know that you'll regret not tapping into your gifts and intuitive abilities if you
Yeah.
don't do it before you die. Okay.
Yeah. I learned Reiki in 2007, and I've only been using it on myself for the most part, and then a little bit with others. And then I just today I was talking to somebody about teaching it to people because I am a Reiki master teacher, and I have shift to nursing because it seemed more like I get a paycheck, my fear of not having the money.
Okay. Well, think of it as a side hustle. Okay. Think
Yeah.
of it as
Yeah.
working with animals. And the other thing for you too, and I don't know why they're showing me homemade mac and cheese. Homemade mac
Yes.
and cheese. What is that
Yeah.
about? Homemade mac and cheese.
I just make it different all the time, and it's always people love it.
So
It's
you're doing Reiki on your food. You're like, you're imbuing
oh
energy into
yeah,
your
I
food.
do.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Um, hmm. Why am I getting an apology from a mother figure saying, I should have shown you your gifts? I should have shown you your gifts. I should have shown you your gifts. Listen, like, it's weird, and not everybody's going to be into it. Not everybody's going to accept it, but there's a lot of pain and regret in living a life. Like, we're supposed to do this stuff. Like, some people are supposed to come into the world and do this stuff. It's like their soul mission, but they're going to have things that are working against them. Sometimes they get baptized as Catholics. Sometimes they're instilled with fear. There's
Yeah.
this fear that, and weirdly, your horse friend is going to know this, what I'm talking about, like the fear
Yeah.
that they were given, don't want to be rejected by society, don't want to be seen as the whack job, all of it. It's a
Yeah.
struggle, but none of that shit matters when we die. None of
Yeah.
it matters even right now. The difference that we can make in people's lives, animals' lives, the earth's life. um When I said at the very beginning of it, um, I want you to light a candle on the spring equinox and ask for strength. Ask for these spirits to come through to you. You might want to reach out to Isaac about doing a little bit of a ceremony about like
Yeah.
undoing the damage that the baptism can do to the third eye center.
Yeah.
Anybody that's local who's had this happen, if you're interested in it, you can go see my husband, who's also a Reiki master, who's been trained in doing that work. But your light is far too bright for you to dim it, Aaron. Your light
Yeah.
is far too bright for you to dim it. Okay. Super important. And interestingly, watch what's just happened here. What they're telling me is that you're a messenger. You are a messenger. Me getting this spirit who's been with me all day, that you then have to bring this message to your friend, that's even
Yeah.
going to require you to find some gumption. Okay. Like
Oh
it
yeah.
takes
Yeah.
gumption to deliver messages. And this is one of those messages that you have to bring to the friend. Um,
Yeah.
yeah, I would
That,
want you to
that
research about the Freemasonry thing and a
okay.
gold ring, a fraternal ring, something like that. Do your ancestry work up that father's line, okay?
Okay.
um because there's some magic there to tap into, working with ancestors, lighting candles to ancestors, making offerings to them, what have you.
Mm-hmm.
But thank you for being here, and thank you for being the person that's going to pass on the message now.
Mm-hmm.
Interestingly, and this is weird, Aaron, you're going to get a 4-leaf clover, and I need to give you one as well, okay? uh I need to give you one for your friend, all right?
Yes.
Because
Yep.
it feels like she's got desolation, like desolation. Like she needs to be reminded that the world is a magical place and that she can bring magic to it. Okay. All right. I got a
Thank you.
father coming through. Thank you, Aaron and Brandy. You can take us off spotlight because I got a father coming through. Again, it's interestingly, but he wasn't a great dad. He wasn't a bad dad, but he wasn't a great dad. He's showing me selfish. He's showing me like some older cars. This is going to be like 80s, 70s, maybe, I don't know. He's talking about bringing you to McDonald's as a kid. I'm not sure how much of an adult relationship you would have had with him. It feels like what I'm getting from him is like all he knew how to do was bring it to McDonald's. Like, and his car stank. Like you didn't like being in his car, it stank. It looks like there's trash and wrappers on the floor. Like you'd kick your feet and there'd be like fast food wrappers on the floor, what have you. What I'm getting then is there was like a separation where for a great deal of your time there wasn't time with you and this person, and then you would have been reunited when he was older, in a way of like maybe walking him to death or being around him when he was a sickness, or he might have, I don't know. He's This is a dad wishing that he could have been a better dad. His car was trash. He keeps showing me that. Like this would have been a stickler. I'm seeing the old yellow Hamburg wrappers from like McDonald's. Like you would have gone to McDonald's. And what he's saying too is interesting because he's like, well, he would have dropped you off and then he would have uh gone and got drunk. Like he was, not a bad dad. He wasn't like necessarily abusive to you, but he wasn't present because I think he might have had a drinking problem or might have wanted to just drink with his buddies. And I'm seeing it looks like a bench seat in the front seat. So this is like an older car. And I can see your feet kind of kicking in the passenger seat. This is a time of our history where you would not have had a seatbelt on. Like they would have just thrown the kids in the front seat, driven the car, no seatbelt, no car seat, nothing like that. But it feels like McDonald's or fast food was important. So who here has that? Think he was a mechanic. He's giving me mechanic grease. Like I'm smelling mechanic grease. Think he was a mechanic. seeing nice little shoes, like you would have had Easter shoes on, almost like nice little shoes. Um, I'm not sure that you would have been with his mother, or your mother. I don't think they were together, because what I'm getting is like, I think this guy was geared to wanting to like drop you off at your mother's so he could go drink.
I can take everything but the mechanic part, I think, Josh.
What's that? Hi, Tabitha. Hi.
Hi, Josh. I can take everything, I think, except for the mechanic part, I think. And I won't
Yep.
say anymore.
Hold on 1 second. Yep. Thank you for that. Hold on 1 second. Let me just confirm with you. When I smell the mechanic grease, this is like somebody who'd work in a mill, industrial, like tinker. That's their symbol for somebody who would have like twisted wrenches or done anything like that. You know if he
Um,
worked on his own car?
I mean, I'm recalling pictures in my mind of him working on things, yes, but I don't want to say too much. So
Well, no, 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 no. Don't, yeah, don't say too much. Don't say too much. Okay. Do you remember? I'm seeing what looks like nice little black shoes. Okay, like Easter shoes. Like,
um, yeah.
okay. Do you remember the bench seat, and was there trash all over the car? Did you not like the way the car smelled?
Um, I was trying to remember that too.
Did he smoke? Did you not like the smoke? Did he, like, it's very much like he wouldn't have cared what the car smelled like. He was just kind of grubby,
Yeah, things were a little dirty.
like to the point where like the trash would have been rolling around on the floorboards.
Um, so yeah, I wasn't with him a whole lot. So, but I'm that spirit is giving me a
You
memory.
remember? Did he drink? Did he just want to drop you off and go drinking?
Oh yeah, that's
Okay. All
the
right.
he's
He
an
wanted to
alcoholic.
drop you off and go drinking. Like, wasn't a bad dad, but not like, wasn't like present as much as he should have been. Had like a drinking problem, wanted to go drink with his buddies, that sort of energy. Okay. All right, all right, all right, all right, all right. Okay, so Tabitha. When I was talking to Aaron about being scared of themselves, like being scared of herself, being scared of what people think, religious background, blah, 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 blah. Like, this is all you. Yes.
Yes.
Okay, so I can see what Spirit's doing here. They're giving me the same type of people, the same type of gifts, the people who had been hindered with those gifts, the people that have been taught to be scared of the gifts, the people who would have been taught to seen like the fairy work and spirit familiar work and the witchy stuff, to see it as scary when it's stuff that will amplify us. Now, what I'm also getting, Tabitha, is this. Were you here at the beginning? Because I don't know who Brandy's let in since we started. Were you here at the beginning?
I was late and I apologize.
Okay, no, 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 that's okay. That's okay. Thank you for this. Thank you for this. So in the beginning, I was talking about three good things. Like, I challenge everybody to find four good things for the four leaves on a clover. And what it is it's a way to rewire your brain to find more gratitude. So you're not always looking at the shitty parts of your life that you are like everybody wants to fix. Um, what I'm being told is that you have a way about yourself that you're always finding good things about other people. You can always see the best in other people. You have a hard time finding them in yourself. Uh, in fact, you find all the wrong things about yourself and you hyperfixate and hyperfocus on them. Also, interestingly enough, I think that you have a little bit of OCD or uber neatness. Like, there's something about the trash in this father's vehicle, the hamburger wrappers, the clutter, all of it that drives you crazy. And now you want to have things neat. It's like, um, okay. Interestingly enough, the dad that couldn't wait to get rid of you, not to get rid of you, but to go drinking, is telling me that your gifts come from his side of the family. Okay. Like his side. Like this is one of those reasons why I think that side of the family might have drank a lot, because if people have these gifts, okay, and they don't know how to use them, they're taught that they're bad, they don't have people to train them, they can have substance abuse issues. Okay. What is this? Why does he keep showing me these nice little black buckled shoes? Like they're just like the cutest little shoes. It's almost like, it almost feels like the things you would have worn at like a school play.
Because my grandmother who actually took care of me, because my mother and my father were young. So my grandmother who took care of me, she would dress me up like a doll and she put those little black patent leather shoes on me, and I was so clean. I was so clean.
So then you'd get in this car, and it'd be like, was it McDonald's? Was it the um
So I
old
have a
yellow
hard
wrappers?
I haven't it was definitely always some kind of fast food something or other. I can't remember. I definitely remember like Burger King trips and things like that. And it was always fast food. Even like one of the last times I was with him, we went to go have burgers and French fries. Yeah.
Okay, so was there a big gap of time that you didn't talk to him, didn't see him, and then reconnected
Yes.
with him in the end of his life?
Yes. Yes.
Okay. Okay, 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 okay. It's interesting. He's what he's trying to tell me, because you have Tabitha, you know that you're a person with gifts. You have questions about where they come from in your family line. He wants to talk about them to you because what he's saying is that um, there was something, and the words that I'm hearing is like inquisition. There was something in your ancestors' lines that were done to the people that had gifts. This is like this idea that, when the Romans went into the Celtic countries and they would like hunt the druids and hunt the people down who had certain gifts. He's showing me like he's showing me the Catholic priest collar. He's showing me like the Catholics did something bad to your family and they were trying to like water the gifts down or take them away or stop them. um and the weird thing is he's telling me this in your like father's mother's line, something like that, and this is why they're all batshit crazy. Because like they all were like the words that he's giving me is like psychotic, like crazy, like really intense, and because they were thrown off of their natural gifts. The way that I'm hearing it is it's like a family who, imagine a musician coming from a family of musicians who had like this ability to play music, and there were like systems and other people who were doing everything to get you to not play music, show you that it was bad. Anytime you wanted to play a guitar or try to be musical, you were like getting beat on or abused. um this is he's saying that it's your responsibility to break the generational curse. He says this. Well, my question for you from him is, why do you keep giving your power away to other people? You keep giving your power away to other people. Like you see these things in other people, you support them, even people like me, you support them, you push them, you guide them, you help them, right? But oh, Debbie, my father's okay. So watch what happens here. There might be um multiple things going on, spirits overlapping with these stories, because they want to get people out of their fear cage. Okay, they want to get you out of your fear cage. They want to get Erin out of her fear cage. They want to get people who have certain gifts and abilities out of their fear cage because the world needs witches. The world needs witches. They need healers. They need spirit talkers. They need people who can speak with confidence, even though it might sound weird to folks. But can I ask, were you ever baptized as a Catholic?
I was not, but the Christianity on my father's side was very, very strong and very, very limiting in nature. They had one thought form, and that was it. Um, I told my aunt when I was younger that I was a healer, and she's like, no, Jesus is the healer. You can't be a healer. And like I firmly believed in sorry. I firmly believed in my being that I am. And to have someone like that tell you that, you're not this what you feel like in your soul bones that you are is like, crushing. As a kid, and I don't even know why I listened to them because they weren't around a whole lot. But I guess, wanted something from them. But it
Have a
was a pivotal
tendency to
moment.
listen. Kids have a tendency to listen to adults.
And I totally believe that, Josh, that I was a Templar in a past life, speaking of the Masons.
So again, um, will be perfectly frank with everybody. When I do this work for the public, the general public can barely handle the idea of a person speaking to the dead. Like when I'm a medium in the public eye, yeah, I'll speak to the dead and I'll pass those messages on and I'll talk about that world. But it is so deeper than that. It is so weirder than that. And, people who have these past lives who come into the world again with magical training and abilities and to do things, it's a hard struggle because we have to deconstruct and deprogram ourselves from the things that we're handed. I have a poster on the wall here where my clients sit, and it's Our Deepest Fear by Marianne Williamson. And what keeps popping into my head is there's a line in it that says, "Your playing small does not serve the world. Your playing small does not serve the world." That keeps popping into my head. That changed my
All the
life
time.
when I heard that, when I read that the first time. And, you know, it's embodying our divine nature in a world that would try to control us. So Tabitha, with no judgment whatsoever, with all the understanding of all the reasons why you would be playing small, why are you playing small? And I'm gonna mess with you here a little bit. I gotta poke and prod you a little bit. It feels like you need to be sitting in the corner of a coffee shop with your oracle cards, giving people some readings. Like, to start out a little bit like that. And I know that
It's
there's a lot of
crazy.
fear around that,
Yeah,
but
I'm putting the block on my own self. And speaking of Templars, I had no clue about this either. I have a business, Josh. I have a business. My business is called Traveler's Light. And that's the one thing that the Masons would say to each other too is travel light. There's so many things. I mean, just like you and Mary. There's so many wild things. Um, I, I'm blocking myself. It's me. It's me. I totally did
oh,
not.
it's interesting. It's interesting, Tabitha. So, like, again, because I'm not in charge of this. I just show the fuck up. Okay. Like I'm gonna do the thing, I'm gonna show up. So I'm like nobody's poking the spirit up, and I go to Aaron Kelly, like, boom, I'm gonna, hey Aaron, I gotta talk to you. How does this fit for you or people in your life? And then I'm talking to her about her gifts. And then I get this other guy, or for you. But what's fascinating to me is that, if you heard me talking to Aaron and you heard Aaron talking about her Reiki and, trying to step into it and being a little like leery about it, what have you, I can only imagine the advice you'd give Aaron. And I could only imagine, as Aaron's listening to this, the advice that she would give Tabitha. And it's like, if all people would just take your own advice, if you'd only take your own advice, how much lighter we would be. That's it right there. There are people out there that have gifts. I'm not the only one that can do this. I'm not the only one that should be doing this. I don't want to be the only one that's doing this. There's too much pain in this world. And this is a call to the people. Like, and it's okay. Tabitha, for folks who are going to walk into this, and this is not everybody's journey. Not everybody's journey is going to be, the witch or the healer or the reader or what have you. But the people whose purpose that is to stand in the place as an oracle are always going to have the spirit helpers helping them from the other side, pushing them, giving them messages, facilitating this. You know that you have this being with you. You know you have this being of light with you. This is your counterpart in the world of spirit. This is, as they would call, a witch's familiar. This is the spirit that would help you. I don't know why you're blocking that relationship. Like, you're blocking it. It's like I feel from this spirit that you're like walking away from this energy, this partnership.
Every day I keep telling myself to choose, you have to choose yourself. You have to choose yourself today, but I keep choosing other people. I guess I'm doing for other people what I wish people would have done for me. And I still wish, but it doesn't happen. I keep trying to get people to partner with me and everything, but I know that I'm just, for some reasons, I have to do this by myself. I have to be a lone soldier. I don't want to be a lone soldier, but I think I have to be. Because every time I try to partner up with someone or ask for help, or I have other friends who have a lot of abilities too, and uh, and I try to get them to do these things with me. It's like I almost want someone to hold my hand for a little while, until I feel comfortable, which is silly.
Tabitha, I'm gonna say this with all the love, okay, that I can for you, and you need to hear this. You got daddy issues, you got mommy issues.
Yeah, I do, absolutely.
Talking to a person who has their own set of issues, like looking for the adult, looking for the person, like looking for the approval, looking for the
Yeah,
validation, looking for
yeah,
all of that. There is a solitary nature to this. I'm very lucky to have my husband. I wouldn't be doing this if I didn't have my husband. You have your own set of support, but when it comes to doing this work, you don't need anybody else. You don't need anybody else. I mean, to sit in the coffee shop and to give oracle cards, oracle readings, go find a coffee shop where you can do that. Can I ask you, do you happen to have Thursdays off?
yes.
Okay. Because I'm hearing that you need to be doing this on Thursday.
Okay. Thursday.
Do you have the gumption, Tabitha, to approach a coffee shop owner and say, "Hey, I read oracle cards. I'll give you $5 for every reading that I do."
Um,
Like, is there a way for you to just set up in the corner and just be there? And you can read a book, you can do something like that. And then when people come in, like, yeah, I'll sit, I'll pay it 15, $20 to get a 3-card reading or whatever.
We've had witchy meetings before in a Starbucks that's not too far, and they with cards and things, and they never said anything to us, so I don't think it would be a problem at all. Mm.
There you go. If you were close to me, I would go. Do you see that? Look at that.
Aw.
Look at that. That's
Um,
amazing.
it's it's not that,
Okay.
what's crazy too is just like Aaron, I just finished my Shinpenden in Reiki, so I have also um have I've done holy fire and world healing as well. So um
Okay, so I'm gonna mess with you a little bit here, Tabitha, and I need to tell you this. I need to tell Aaron this. You guys were doing Reiki before you were trained in how to do Reiki. Reiki is just a Japanese form of energy healing. You need to do it because your soul knew how to do it. You just needed somebody
yeah.
to kind of show you the method. You were doing it before you were trained. This is something that your soul wants to do. Okay, this is something that your soul wants to do here. But your ego, what's been trained into your mind by your culture, by your people, that's all illusion, and that's actually the devil. That's the fear. The fear is the devil. Fear with a capital F is the devil. This is the thing that will hold you back. And do you see why organizations and systems would hold a person back? Hold a person back. Okay.
Oh, absolutely. I've been trying to work through all that stuff. I've been doing years of shadow work now and years of unconditioning, and I was left with someone who I didn't even know who I was because I was such a people pleaser. And I would be a chameleon, and I would turn into other people to make to have them be comfortable or to give them whatever they needed.
But can I ask you, why do I keep seeing the Wicked Witch of the West in my head? She keeps popping in. What does she mean to you? Dorothy's witch?
Because I love her, because I identify with the Wicked Witch. Not that I'm a, bad witch, just that her story, um, the wicked story, I identify with. I think she is sorely misnomered and mistreated, misunderstood. I actually think that Glinda was the bad witch.
What's the bad witch? Okay.
Yeah.
This is okay. All right, here we go. Um, so what I know of witchery and fairy work and what have you, witches and fairies go hand in hand. They go hand in hand. And there's a lot of people out there that call themselves witches that are not witches. That you don't get to call yourself a witch. Okay. You just don't get to call yourself a witch. Being witched is something that spirit does. Being witched is something that spirit does. And it's this process of saying, hey, you're the person in this physical realm that we are going to work through to help bring peace and balance and connection to the people here. Okay. Um, I had a dream, and I have to tell you this dream, and this is how I know. Like, how about this? The word fairy comes from fata, the Latin word for fate. And what I know that fairy to be is the spirits that work with humans to affect fate. So even when I'm doing this work with fairy, I'm trying to come into your storyline, into your life, into your heart, and your mind to help get you on your fate line. That's fairy work. Okay, that's fairy work. So I had this dream where I go into this dream and I get connected to this woman. And the first thing that she says to me, she goes, "You got to know that what we're about to do is not sexual." And I'm like, "Okay, thank you for that." And then all of a sudden, I fall onto a bed with her. So I fall on my left hand side. She falls on her right hand side. And we're on the bed. I'm on my left hand side. She's on her right hand side. And we're looking eye to eye. And then behind her is this big blue sphere of light that was shining through her, like past her head. And I'm like, I had no idea what that dream was. It was like, okay, so I fell in a bed with a woman. Wasn't sexual. It wouldn't have been with me anyways. But she's just telling me that. And I seen this big blue like sphere of light behind her head. About a week or two later, Isaac and I go to the movies because we just had some time to kill, and we go to see Wicked. You know, Wicked,
Yeah.
like the musical. Okay, there was a scene in that movie theater, like in that movie, where Elphaba and Galinda were college roommates, and they're singing a
Hmm.
song, and in the musical, Galinda or like Elphaba falls on her left, Galinda falls on her right, and behind Galinda's head is a big blue glass window and all the lights coming through. So I'm sitting in the movie theater going, I had this dream 2 weeks ago, and I'm watching it. And in that dream, before I didn't have any interest in Wicked, I didn't have any interest in the Wizard of Oz. We just did it to kill some time. I It was like in that dream, they're like, "Well, see, you're the good witch, like you're the green witch, you're the witch." Um, you got to know that you are, in fact, that witch, Tabitha. And if you keep looking at other people for that, um, oh my gosh, I know that through your relationship with your father, as complicated as it was, you want to make him proud. Yes,
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah,
I don't
okay.
I don't I don't have any regrets with him. I'm not mad
No,
at
no, no,
him.
no, no. Right now is the time that you need to show up. Like there's this, the dad that should have been there, that should have shown you all of these things in you, that should have made you believe in yourself. Okay. Requiring that you show up. Okay. All right. So Tabitha, you need to get back to journaling. Okay. Like this is what they're telling me. You have to get back to journaling. You have to get back to processing. You have to get back. Actually, do a journal this way. You should write to yourself. You should write letters to yourself, like letters from your higher self, the part of you that hasn't been programmed by the world. You've got to think, if you feel that you were a Templar in a past life and you have that connection, then that soul has to write to your ego. Do you understand that?
Yes.
Okay. And you absolutely, I would encourage you to actually go to a privately owned coffee shop, um not a corporate coffee shop,
Okay.
and throw some cards Thursday. That's what you're going to call it. You're going to throw some cards on Thursday. Go there for 3 4 5 hours and just sit there with a little sign, and bring a book to read. You don't know what could happen, but you gotta stretch these muscles. You got to work it out, or you're gonna regret not getting out of your own way. You're going to regret playing small. And now this applies to anybody who has gifts like these, a journey like this, or if they're artistic, or they want to start a family, or they want to do anything. We have to do the thing, and we can't let perfect be the enemy of good. Okay, we can't let perfect be the enemy of good. Okay. Here we go. Here we go. I want to make sure, because now somebody else is coming through, and I want to make sure that this is not your dad, Tabitha. Um, you don't remember Dad having like a palm tree or a tiki girl on the dashboard, did he?
Not that I remember.
Oh, okay, so thank you for this. I hope you take everything that we shared here to heart, okay? Because they're rooting for you. Your fairy familiar is rooting for you, but it feels like you're a closed book and you're closed off to that relationship. Uh, but you are in fact that witch. I love that. I love that. Okay. So here we go. I got somebody else coming in here. He shows me, it's funny because he shows me almost like a mustache, and this is a man. This is a mustache. He had a goofy personality. I keep seeing what looks like a palm tree, uh, or a tiki girl on the dashboard. And he keeps doing this thing. I don't know if he twisted his mustache or played with it. I don't know if he impersonated Groucho Marx. That's what I'm feeling like. Yeah, like with the cigar and the that um somebody. Okay. Somebody has a man who I believe had a mustache. The palm tree symbol could be Florida. I don't think it is because I think it's the dashboard. Um, I'm seeing swings, like this man would have pushed you on a swing. You are somebody here who I think, I think, because this person is talking about your mother, and you shouldn't listen to your mother. You shouldn't have listened to your mother. I think that you're somebody who does admin work, administrative work, and um like it like pays the bills, but it doesn't feed your soul. I think that there was something in you that, you wanted to be maybe a nurse, or you wanted to be uh maybe a movie star, somebody that helped people in a alternative way. But I think mom might have said, hey, play it safe, don't do that, who do you think you are? And now you're kind of doing work that just feels like a slog. Did anybody here have like a Groucho Marx character? Somebody would have like played with a mustache and like been silly with it. Smoked, showing me smoking for sure. Put you on a swing. Wanted to take you away from your mother. I just want to make sure, Tabitha, this isn't your dad.
I did have a stepdad, um, named Jim. Um,
Didn't have a mustache. Like,
yeah,
it
he
didn't
had a
take you
mustache.
swinging. Didn't push you on the swings, did he?
Yes, yeah,
Okay,
he
so this is all right. Okay, so this is somebody. Did he have a tiki girl, palm tree? What does that mean?
see that I can't. I was so young, so I'm having a hard time remembering. But he would take me out without my mom around.
Okay. Yeah, there's something about wanting to take you away from your mom. So I've got other spirits here for you, Tabitha. I can't control this. So like, are you playing it safe with your job? You know what I mean? Like admin work. Like, like,
Yes, I am doing some admin work for someone, yes.
just playing it safe, paying the bills. Like how mom would have taught you. Okay, so
Yeah, I
this
wanted to
man
be a,
wants,
oh, sorry.
no, that's okay. This man wants smoke. Like he wants
Mhm.
smoke. He wants incense. Like he wants smoke.
Okay.
And it feels like the kind of smoke that they would have smoked in the 70s. like like smoke
Oh,
in the 80s, like
my dad did that. My dad did that.
yeah, no, like this is that final push because this is like another person here like trying to like get you out of the shell, okay? Like get you out of the shell and like have fun with it. You're supposed to have fun with it. Some people are not going to be about the Tabitha show. Some people aren't going to be about the Josh show. Some people aren't going to be about the Aaron show. That's okay. You know, doing this work and being a people pleaser is really goddamn difficult. It's really difficult. Okay. Da, 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 da. It's funny too because yeah, it's like you know the thing, but you don't do the thing. Okay. It's
Yes.
like you know the thing, but you don't do the thing. He wants a
Yes.
like a really cheap beer. Like, he just wants a
Oh,
really cheap beer. Like he's like wants a beer. Like he wants a cheap like Coors Light, Michelob Light, something like that. He just wants a cheap beer. So you got to get into the practice of making these offerings to your ancestors because he wants that stuff.
okay.
Like really wanted to smoke. Like you gotta like get some incense going in your house. Okay.
Okay.
And just be mindful of your dreams, okay? Like let them show up in your dreams. Be mindful of your dreams if you can dream.
Oh
They
yeah.
are definitely trying to work with you. Um,
My
okay.
dreams are like movies. They are so real. Oftentimes I think I'm someone else too. I'm in
Yeah,
another.
so this is information for anybody. I mean, the dream world is that I'm like the you will go into other worlds. You will go see spirit. You will go see all of it. I mean, that has been my greatest teacher. When I talk to you about my alphabet dream, like the one that's happened like 2 weeks prior, you would not believe the dreams that I have had that have changed me, and the spirits that I have seen that have changed me, that are not just washing machine dreams. And that's one of the other things that we get taught. Like, oh, your dreams are just bullshit, or just psychological, subconscious things. No, 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 no. Like for me, I think, and I'll be quite forthright with this. This is actually why I don't have cannabis in my life. I don't have cannabis. I don't do any of that stuff because I won't dream when I'm on that. And dreaming and going into those worlds and having those visitations and learning in that way is so important to me. So for anybody that's into this stuff and you're blocking your dreams off intentionally, you want to fix that, because the dreaming world is the best way to learn this stuff. Okay. Um yeah, Angela, you gotta write them out. And we got to say some prayers and ask for particular dreams before we go to bed.
Mhm.
Ask for particular dreams just to get that sort of connection. Okay. All right.
Yeah, I have no problem doing that. So I think do feel like they've really been trying to reach out to me through dreams. I had a car accident a couple of years ago, so my short-term memory is a little wonky still. So sometimes I wake up and I know I've had a dream, and I wake up and sometimes it's just gone, and it takes a little while, and I can get some pieces back.
Journaling your dreams helps. Telling your brain that you're going to journal, telling your brain that you're going to remember, asking for particular dreams. Also, my witchy friend, look up the Orphic hymn to dreaming. You ever work with the Orphic hymns?
I have not.
Yeah, you want to look up the Orphic hymns for sure. Be careful with them, but there's an Orphic hymn for dreaming. Say it before you go to bed.
Okay.
Okay. All right.
I have what do you call it? Astral, like I have astral projected in the dream world. I I've dream walked, and I have, what do you call them? Prophetic I can't say the word, prophetic dreams. Um so yeah.
Okay, so I just really got to ask you this question, because this is what they're asking me. I mean, you have these gifts, you have these things that happen to you, you have the synchronicities, you have the signs, you believe in this stuff. Obviously, you've experienced it. What's it going to take
Wholeheartedly.
for you to stop doubting yourself?
Josh Simonds kicking my butt on a
Yeah, I mean, I don't know.
that I didn't think
Maybe that is it. I hope
I didn't
so.
think I was showing up to tonight, and I was like, "Oh man, I don't know if I'm gonna be able to make it." And then I was like, last minute, my gut was just like, "Get on there. If you make it, you make it. You're late." So yeah.
Yeah, and what's funny is because this is the first night I've had Brandy help me. Right after the first 5 minutes, when I'm in this, I would just let people sit in the waiting room. I wouldn't let them in just because it'd take me out of this. So
That's what I
uh,
figured.
that is that's definitely synchronicity that I got some help. Okay. All right. So thank you for that. And Brandy, thank you for your help. I want to get one more out of here.
Thank you, Josh.
Okay. So this is an interesting thing. Hmm. I have to wonder if anybody here has. I think I'm looking for Mormons. Okay. But somebody who might. Hmm. So I've got three men coming to me. Okay. Three men coming to me. One of them feels like a father, like a grandfather, then a son and a brother. So this feels like a triangle of spirits, a triplet of spirits. We got uh they're showing me holding a Bible, but because I and I know a lot of you know this, and there's no shame to this. I was raised by bikers. I was not raised by people who read the Bible. So I couldn't tell you the difference between Mormons or Baptists or Catholics or any of that. You either have, you know, good and healthy Christianity, light and love, God's eternal love, or you have the eternal damnation of hellfire and brimstone. That is, and it doesn't matter, good Baptist, bad Baptist, good Mormons, bad Mormons, it's all whether they're preaching love or fear. These men would have preached love, but they would have taken it very seriously. They would have taken the Gospels very seriously, and this feels like a grandfather. And this is interesting because, I've had to talk about how some of these systems and some of these religions can be very, very, very uh, oppressive and shut us down from our natural gifts. While they're talking about what they want to talk about is um, like Christian mysticism, almost like a branch of Christian mysticism. We have, it feels like a father and a junior, and then the other brother's kind of silent. He's there. He wouldn't have talked. Um, your dad might have been a junior or a third, and then the grandfather. It feels like the grandfather and the father might share similar names. What they want to do is they want to come in now and talk about how Christianity is not necessarily bad. It's what happens with it, and we have to learn it from a historical perspective. And what they're kind of talking about is like the Gospels and how Jesus was a mystic. Like Jesus might have even been a witch, like in that way of working with spirit and trying to guide people and liberate their souls from oppressive stories. Um, but interestingly, too, they're talking about games, like they would have played cards, drink a little beer. They wouldn't have been pure. I think they're coming through in like the sort of the ideal form of Christianity. We're not going to judge our neighbor. We're not going to speak for God. We're not going to tell people they're damned. We're not going to do that. We just kind of want to jive with the message of Jesus in a weird kind of hippie way. So I want to talk to somebody here who would have had a sort of good Christian people, not unhealthy Christians, not an unhealthy flavor. But there's three of them, like a grandfather, a father, a son, and then a silent one over here. Like he's silent and he's quiet. And they want to talk about games and fun things. I think that you also might be afraid of heights. So uh who here has like a good Christian family? Think dad, think son. There's a triplet of spirits coming in. Think they would have watched Westerns. He keeps showing me standing there holding a book, and it feels like the Bible. And he's like, I think all he cared about was the Gospels and like what Jesus said, like the idea that the Old Testament wasn't there. I'm seeing what almost looks like John Wayne Western things. I feel like you might even have his books.
It sounds like my dad, Josh, and my grandfather,
Okay.
and my uncle.
Okay. Were they preachers?
No, no, but um, they like to drink and play card games, and the Bible came up a lot, especially the Old Testament. It was weird the way they used to talk about it.
The
And
Old
my
Testament isn't the Gospels. The New
no,
Testament is, yeah. So usually the Old Testament is associated with the hellfire and the brimstone and the damnation, you
mhm.
know. Um, but what I'm getting, and you can help me out with this, Missy, these people wouldn't have like they wouldn't have judged the gays. Like they
That-
wouldn't like they
my grandfather was probably one of the most prejudiced people I ever met. So it may not be my dad or my grandfather. And my when you said the silent one on the side, that would be my uncle. But I don't think that there was nothing. No. My grandfather was very prejudiced.
I don't know if I've got it inverted here. Maybe this is how they've become. Maybe they're wanting to talk about where they got it wrong. But there's a triangle of them, and one of them's quiet. You know what I mean? And like what I'm describing here is one of them super quiet. Were they juniors? Was your dad a junior to your grandfather?
Yep. My dad was a junior, my grandpa was a senior. They loved to play cards. They were big into John Wayne, Clint Eastwood, all of those westerns. Sorry about the cat. It's cuddle time. Um,
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, let's go with this. You know what I mean? Because this is what they're giving me now. They're giving me like no prejudice, Jesus, the word of Jesus, love your neighbor, you know. They might even be talking about this. It's like they're together playing cards. So, you know, Missy, if there's nobody else here that has this, then this has got to be for you. This has got to be for them. Like this has got to be them. Okay. Um, were one of them in the Navy or Coast Guard?
Yes.
Okay.
My dad was in the army as a mechanic during Vietnam. My grandfather, I think, was in the Navy.
So this is they've obviously become men who are not judging gay people. Even if they were prejudiced in life, they've fucking fixed it. They figured it out. Okay. And
Good.
the information that they're like, you know, it's funny. It's funny, you know, Jesus might have been a witch. You know what I mean? Jesus might have been like the guy doing the work and healing the people. Oh my gosh. And there it is. Wasn't he like the healer? Wasn't he the person working with spirits and like doing the healing and all that? Okay. So it's, I don't know if this is one of their expressions, but I haven't heard it in forever, Missy. Don't throw the baby out with the bathwater. You know what I mean? Like when we're
Yeah.
talking about the oppressive parts of religion and how it can hurt people, it doesn't mean that it's all bad. It doesn't mean that it's all bad. And um, you know, it's like all the Old Testament shit went away when Jesus came around. That's what I know. You know, like all those old rules, like, you know, you can't like the slavery thing and like there's a lot of bad shit in the Old Testament. Like what like kill your neighbor, kill you this, kill you that, like kill the babies. Like there's a whole lot of weird shit in the Old Testament that we need to just see as historical mythological documents. Okay. Um and you know, I think Jesus wouldn't have had a problem sitting down and having a beer with somebody. So, okay. Um okay, so this is nobody else. So I'm going to give it to you, Missy. You know what I mean? Junior, senior, one quiet uncle, religious, drinking beer, all of that. So this is you and I having this conversation. So I'm going to say something to you, and I don't want it to scare you, okay? Because this is what I'm getting, and you got to know that I got to give you what I'm getting, okay?
Mhm.
God, and this is where it gets really hard for me. Missy, when's the last time you had a mammogram?
A while ago. It's been a long time. Yeah, I don't go see doctors. I get that from my dad.
Do you have any idea why I would be asking you?
Yeah, the last time I went was 15 years ago. I had a lump on my breast then, and they said it was a cyst and not to worry about it, so I never went back. Time to go, huh?
I'm not saying that to scare you. I'm just this is what they're telling me.
Okay.
And I because I'm not like not a woman and it's not something that I have to worry about, so I don't know the rules or regulations, but isn't it something like once you get to a certain age, isn't it something that you're supposed to do regularly, like every
Yeah,
year or two? What
annually.
is it?
Yeah, annually. You're supposed to do it annually.
Annually?
Yeah, it's been 11 years, I believe. I think 2015 was the last time I went to see a doctor. So,
You got people here that you care for?
yes.
Kids, grandkids, all that?
Yeah.
Okay. Um, not my words when I say this to you.
Okay.
Okay? Don't be an ignorant twat.
Now you sound like my dad.
That's what I'm talking about. That's not my words, okay? If listen, how about this? Go. If you got nothing going on, great. You know what I mean? Also, I have a feeling you got the insurance that you could go and use it and go and get it done, right? Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Here's the thing about this. You'd regret not getting it done. How about that? And if you got something tiny, right? If I was picking up on something, Missy, that was like fatal, like too late, they wouldn't tell me. You just have to walk that path and deal with it and go. But
I was
I'm
daddy's
getting
little girl, so I'm sure he's looking out for me.
well, I'm getting the right side of you. Um, like I don't know if that's the side that you had problems with before or what, but it it could be nothing. Or I am giving you 20 years to your life.
I
You
need
know what
that
I
20
mean?
years.
Okay. Go, mama, go. Got
I
people
will
that
make
care for
it
you.
quick.
And and hear me out on this because this is what happens to people if you don't go, if you don't go. When you exit from this world early, you'll regret it. You'll watch your kids, you'll watch your grandkids. They need you because you're the matriarch of your family.
Yeah.
Okay. And also, what they're telling me is that you know the pain of watching people who didn't take care of themselves fall out of this world.
Yeah. Too much.
Yep. And now you're doing the same thing. So don't be that person. Did your heart get broken from people who didn't take care of themselves and they fell out of this world?
Yeah.
Do you want to do that to your family? I know you don't. I know you
No.
don't. And if you have the insurance where it's like what, a $5 fucking $10 copay to go get, like whatever it is, go get it done. Um, go get it done. Seriously, go get it done because if we live in a country where there's medicine like that or systems like that or resources like that and you can get something saved like that, you got to do it. Also, interestingly enough, through your dad and his dad, the Scottish Irish ancestry, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know if you were here in the beginning when I said the people that I were going to read tonight have these gifts and have the spirits and have the fairies with them and have the helpers. Um, I think this stuff intrigues you. I think you have your own set of gifts. I think that you don't lean into them, listen to them. But interestingly, why is it that you have almost 100% accuracy when you can see something bad that's going to happen to one of your loved ones and then it does? You have
Yeah.
precognition. You can see it happen, can't you?
Yeah.
Okay. Also, interestingly, you've always been very good at healing.
Yeah. I always heal everybody else, but not myself.
I have to also, this is funny what they're telling me. Um, bu- 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 one of your greatest healing abilities has always has been through sex.
It's been years, Josh.
I don't know. Maybe you got to go heal somebody, Missy.
Or heal myself.
Something, I don't know, but through physical touch and affection. Okay. Through physical touch and affection. And I think that, over the course of your life, you've just been a very physical, affectionate person. Okay. And there's healing aspects to that. Don't deny that, Missy, but don't deny the doctor. God damn it. Don't deny the doctor because you're gonna regret it. And also, thank you for being a very loving and accepting person yourself.
Thank
Okay.
you.
Oh, which means that you also have the heart of Jesus, who's one of the greatest witches ever. Okay. So just remember that. Missy, do me this favor. Tomorrow, please set that appointment.
Okay. I will message you and let you know.
All right. What I need everybody here to do is, if you haven't taken care of yourself, if you're avoiding that sort of maintenance or what have you, please go get it done. Go take care of yourself, because your families need you, your communities need you. And here's an interesting plug that I am being told to give. If you are interested in the things that I'm talking about here, spirit relationship, enhancing your gifts, make sure that you look for my new book that's coming out in June, which is going to be Down to Earth Spirituality, Volume 2. And it's all about this stuff from a very accessible, down to earth place where anybody can, I'm hoping, read it and come up with a little practice to bring these gifts into their own home and enhance these gifts. And also, interestingly, encourage the people that they have in their lives to get away from fear and to enhance the gifts of their own. Because this stuff, these spirits follow us through our generations, but this stuff is also a lot, oftentimes, the genetic stuff, like a blood thing, and it goes down through the family. So, moms who have these gifts have daughters who have these gifts. It's important to show folks, like, my kiddo, even though he's this little redneck hunter and construction dude, I have sat with him and talked with him about trusting himself, leaning into this, and becoming a little witch in his own right. So this is important for y'all to take care of. Okay. So we're done here. We're done here. Everybody that I read, email me or message me your mailing address so you can get a little 4-leaf clover. Also, thank you for everybody having this weird time with me. Again, I'm not in charge of this. Happy St. Patrick's Day. Order my book. Our new store is opening on April 4th. Big things are happening for us. We're very excited. Thank you, everybody that's been here with me. And I need to thank Brandy for helping me, because this wouldn't have happened without Brandy. Thank you so much, Brandy, for doing this with us. And I'll see everybody in a week or two. All right? Take care of yourself.
Bye, Josh.